If you're a leader in your business, if you're a CEO, business owner, entrepreneur, agency owner, online coach, this video is exactly for you. Let me start with this. God created you to do more than just making money. Let me give you an example. So one of my really good friends, he's kind of like a mentor to me when it comes to business stuff, financial stuff. He probably makes about 250,000 a month on his businesses. He has 70 plus real estate, commercial, and where people live, residential. Sorry. He owns about five different dealerships and three venues. Great guy. Freaking love this dude to death. And he told me one time, because I look up to him, he's like way ahead of me financial, but we always talk about life and everything. And he told me one time, Ben, I don't know my purpose, dude. Like I hate my job. I just want to sell everything. And yeah, I make good money, bought a house, do all this stuff, but it's just like I don't it's not fulfilling at all. It's just work. And it's funny because I always wonder why like why we're friends and stuff and why he gets from me. Because I learn a lot from him. And I think one of the reasons why we're friends is because I always talk about the intangible things about your passion, your dreams, your purpose, your fulfillment, what God wants from you, and all this stuff. And I do believe the world just teaches you like the external things, which is financial, which is don't get me don't get me wrong, like those are very important, but the quality of your life matters more, in my opinion. And because I've met a lot of people like him, like they make a lot of money, but they're just miserable, or they just hit like they're just stuck in life and they cannot feel a lot. So on today's video, I want to teach you something that him and I would talk, and something that we teach a lot of our clients as well, leaders, entrepreneurs, business owners, agency owners, online coaches and stuff, to understand that God created you to do more than just making money. And if you think you're just to do that, you got it way wrong. And I really want you to see this and see the bigger picture. There's a purpose for you. There's a reason why you're here on this earth. And it gives me chills talking about it because I believe it. I believe that whole with my whole heart. You have gifts, talents, skills, traits, and part of your character that are so unique and needed in today's society. You're a leader. Business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders, CEOs, whatever you have a leadership position, you have the opportunity to influence people, to drive culture, to change people's lives. And a lot of the times we just see it as a transaction or monetary value. You got to understand, dude, that we're going to die. That's the one thing that is guaranteed for you guys in your life. You're going to die. We got to play a bigger game. The people that create lasting impact, the people that you guys look up to, they all have one trait in common. They're all evangelists. What does that mean? I'm not here to preach a religion or anything. I'm saying that people that are evangelists, they preach a cause, they preach a mission, they preach a message, they preach a vision, an objective. It's people driven, not monetary revenue driven. It's a completely different ballgame. So if you found yourself in this situation that is just job and just revenue and profit and material stuff, which is that's a great part of life, don't get me wrong. But I want to teach you that there's something more because I've met a lot of people that are in those situations that they're like, I don't know what's next. Like it is sucks. So I wanted to start with that about your purpose because there is a reason why you're here. And to be honest and frank with you, that's going to be the most important knowledge you guys can know and you can remember and discover is why the heck did God created you to be here in 2025? Why you? You're a leader. Why now? Why? We're going to jump into that in another video. But in today's video, we're going to talk about this stuff. So now that you know that you have purpose, know that you know your purpose. There's a reason for you to be here. And let's say you're just focusing on the financial part of it, just your job, just your business, just your coaching program or whatever the heck you guys are doing, your company, whatever. I wanna teach you that there's something more, and this is how we're gonna do it. I'm the first one to always tell people that okay, you have your financial vehicle, which is this is very important. This is gonna drive sales, pay the bills, take care of the material stuff. For now, this is it's just gonna be the short term. But I want you guys to have more vision. In the Bible, it says that if you lack vision, you will perish. And that's how the devil will drag you to hell, by not having vision. This is just very short human. This is good enough, but we're talking about being excellent here. So the first thing is, what are you truly passionate about? Like, we're gonna cover these three different topics. And on the first one, what are you truly passionate about? Like, if money wasn't a thing, what's the one thing that you love the most? And I'm not just talking about hobbies, like that's a different topic. I'm talking about passion, something that just drives you. You just enjoy it, that you love to do it. Because guys, at the end of the day, I want you to do what you love to do the most. If you're doing something that you're miserable, one thing, you're focusing on the wrong thing, and second, you're just, yeah, you are focusing on the wrong things. At the end of the day, I want you to. Life is too short to be doing something that we just don't enjoy. And I'm not saying, oh, don't do hard things or and all this stuff and just do whatever. I'm not saying that either. But if you love something, hard is gonna be there regardless. I love what I do. I love helping people and like preaching this stuff and what like sports and MMA, but it's extremely hard. I freaking sweat and get my butt kicked every single day. But I love it. You can love doing hard things. That's another thing. So specifically, what's your passion? What's the dream? If money was not a thing, what would you be doing? What would that one thing look like? What is that? The other thing that I want you guys to ask yourself is, what gifts, talents do I have? What are my strengths? What are the three things? This is a great one. I read this. Oh shoot. A strength. What are the three things that I'm the greatest at? What are those things? But again, I think that question is very important. If money was not a thing, what would you do? What would you do for the rest of your life if money did not exist? And you can just do whatever, and like, let's say you will always be provided for. What would you do? Something that you're truly passionate about, that you have those gifts and talents that God gave you, that you know that you can use it for good. And again, when it comes to these guys, I'm not talking about just selfishly, oh, I want to do this for me. Yeah, you enjoy it, but you see impact, you see influence. And we're going to talk about these on the message part of it. Then the second part of it, what is the financial vehicle for you guys for now? What is the thing that's taking care of the bills, money, material stuff, short-term things, which that's very important. But again, that's just your vehicle. The end goal is going to be this, and then we're going to mix these two things together. Now, once you have your passion figured out, your financial thing figured out, and I'm going to give you guys some examples. We're going to talk about this one, which I truly believe this is the thing that gives the passion meaning. I'll give you an example before I share this. There's this guy called Andre Agassi. He's a tennis player. I've shared this story multiple times with you guys. So this tennis player, he was really phenomenal. He was really good. He was in the 1900s, and he was killing everybody. But when he was ranked number one, he had an interview, and he said that he hated what he was doing. Like, that's something that he never wanted to do. But he was very talented at it. He had a lot of gifts for it, but it sucked for him. Now, a couple years later, he was found. They did a drug test, and he was tested positive for meth. So his whole life started crumbling. He was depressed and everything. And then he was ranked 131st, 131, if I'm not mistaken. And then a few years later, after that, he was like entire process for this guy. I'm just giving you the raw, short version of it. There's obviously way more to it, but he found something that was personal to him. He started a charter school for kids that came from dysfunctional families. And you know why he started that? Because that's something that he was related to, because he came from something exactly like that. So he found his message. He found the stuff that was meaningful to him. Then later on, he realized, hey, you know what? I have gifts. I'm pretty good at tennis. I'm pretty talented at it. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to play. I'm gonna make money, raise millions of dollars, and then transfer that into the thing that I'm truly passionate about and that gives me meaning, which is the kids. And that's exactly what he did. In fact, he's the oldest guy to be ranked number one in the history of tennis. You guys can look it up and quote me on it, because I think it's facts, because I read it. Anyway, now when it comes to message, you cannot spell the word message without spelling it mess first. You have a message. If you're a leader, if you're a business owner, agency owner, online coach, CEO, entrepreneur, you have a message. But you also have a mess. There's something in your experiences in your life that maybe you feel disqualified. You feel ashamed. Maybe there's some regret. You feel that you're not enough in something. and you feel disqualified to help people with it. But you got to understand that those things, guys, they're a gift from God. All the bad stuff about your life, it's the thing that people are going to love you for it. And your mess will turn into your message. And then you blend the passion, your message together. Boom, that's your purpose right there. So I'm going to give you an example. What do I do what I do when it comes to leaders, business owners, agency owners, entrepreneurs, and everything, and helping you guys understand this? Because in my life, I didn't know that I matter. I've struggled with suicide, a lot of stuff in my life for a long time. And it's something that is still there, if I'm being honest with you. I've struggled with my worth, with being by myself when things hit the fence. And I'm very acquainted with pain. I'm a regular kid from Chile, from San Felipe. I come from a very, very dysfunctional family with a lot of pain and a lot of things that affected me growing up. And I've carried those pain and obstacles and trauma and cycles and all these patterns throughout my life. And I have to deal with a lot of them. But when God showed me my purpose and when He made me feel who I am and He showed me and reminded me what I was capable of and what I did before coming to the earth and that I can give my mess purpose and meaning, dude, that changed my life. And that's why I do this channel, these videos to help you guys understand that you're more than what you do. You're more than your business. You're more than your revenue. You're more than a product. You have a whole experiences and a message and a perspective and unique things that only you can share with the world. And I'm trying to help you guys so you can become an evangelist because you have a mission, a vision, a message that people need to hear. You're more than a business owner. Okay, you've done the thing, you're making the money, that's great. But let's talk about impact right now. Let's talk about people. And that's what I really want you guys to freaking grasp because the world is in desperate need of it. There's a story that I really like, and if you're a Christian, like this is a Christian channel, and we apply faith and Christian principles for everything. I was reading in Matthew the other day. It was actually yesterday. I think it's Matthew 9. There's this part that Christ is doing a lot of healing. He's doing a lot of preaching, healing people and stuff. It says in Matthew 9 at the end of the chapter, I think it's 30, 31 or something like that, or 34. He sees a lot of need, a lot of struggle. And he turns back to his 12 disciples, his 12 apostles, and he says, and I'm just quoting, not like perfect one, this is just paraphrasing what I read, but he says, there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work to do. And very few workers to do the work. And he tells his disciples, please pray to the Lord of the vineyard so he can send more workers. It's my duty and purpose to be an answer to that prayer, but also to wake up more leaders so they can be an answer to that prayer. For me, Jesus is perfect. He can do anything, and he truly can. And I realize, and I like this part so much because it shows this human part of Jesus. He's literally saying, I need help. I can't do this work alone. And if you ask me, guys, and maybe you guys can relate and you want more out of life than just whatever you guys are doing, you want to build fulfillment, you want to have legacy, you want to have impact. You know that you're destined more than just what you're doing with this. And you want to add these two things, passion and your message, and you want to craft those things. I truly believe, and it is like you hear this on Instagram and YouTube when they're like, yeah, when I die, I'm gonna be the best. I'm gonna be the best version of me. And I don't really believe that. I think what's actually gonna happen is that when you die, you're not only gonna see the best version of yourself and all those things, and you're gonna remember everything that you've done and didn't do. But I do believe God is gonna show you all the people that you could have influenced, that you could have helped, that they were praying for someone like you to show up in their life, and you didn't. because you were distracted, you were focusing on the wrong things, and you were just being selfish. And I do believe that's hell for me. I believe he's going to show us the results and the people that we could have impacted and influenced and changed their life. And we're going to meet them. They're going to tell us, hey, dude, where were you? I waited for you. I waited for you. I prayed for someone like you. I struggled with the same thing you struggle, and you overcame that. But you didn't share it. You didn't share your gift with the world. You were selfish. You took that and used it only for yourself. And I do believe with my whole heart that we're going to see that. The influence, impact, legacy, results of everything that we could have done if we would have focused on the things, the gifts that God gave us, had a financial vehicle taken care of so we can pay for stuff. And the more money you have, the more impact you can have on people. But this one right here, the message you could have shared. We all have a story. You have a story. And I want to invite you to use it as your superpower. Vulnerability is your superpower. When I started sharing my life story with people and on public speaking, TED Talks, and all these different things, I realized that people could relate and they were able to use me as their voice because they didn't have the courage or the faith in themselves to open up and talk about that stuff. You know, people that are relatable, people that are authentic and genuine, people relate to them because they show who they truly are. Be relatable. Become a leader that's relatable. Become a leader that's human and that shows others what's possible through your life experiences. But I'm telling you guys, it's about people. It's always going to be about people. You can lie and pose that you're making all this money and all this stuff, but I know deep down, like, you're playing a lower game. The bigger picture, the bigger game is this one right here. This too. This is very important, don't get me wrong, but that's just entry level. And then that has to translate into something else. I love you guys. I really do. It's my duty and obligation to build and create more leaders, more evangelists, because I do believe the world needs it. We need strong men. We need strong men that are speaking and voicing their opinion. But most importantly, we need strong leaders that are preaching their message and that are showing others what's possible through faith, discipline, resilience, purpose, God. We need more of it. We're desperate in need of it. And you are called, you are chosen. So if this is something that you guys were able to relate, drop down in the comments. Let me know your questions, your thoughts. And if there's another topic you guys want me to discuss for the next video, do that as well. Share this with somebody that might need this video as well. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. Love you guys and take care. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.